Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Hello, all, and we are kind of back. Markeem is not with us this week, but he did have his rant of himself a few days ago, so you can go check that out on his page. But we have a list of stuff. This will be a very WWE heavy show, oddly enough. So, Chase. But there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of things to talk about. So, you know. So, where do
We
we
want to
want to
start
start?
the Cena
Yeah,
heel turn.
I guess we should talk about the Cena heel turn. Who wants to go first?
I want Chase to go first because
You want me
Chase,
to go first?
yeah, because what I've
I'm quiet.
noticed is that
Quiet.
what's that?
Said I'm quiet.
No, I've noticed that you've been into this. Like you've been watching Raw like live, so you can see whatever's going on with John Cena.
I
So,
haven't watched the last two live.
but you've still been locked into it. So I want to know what your
Yes.
thoughts were on where were they at? What was this one? Is it still international?
This
They were
this
in
one was in Glasgow. I want to say
Gotcha.
this one was in Glasgow. But yeah, I really liked the first promo. It felt like John Cena was actually speaking as himself with everything that he had on hated for years. And then this week just felt like vapid and vain and fake.
That's the word right there.
And it just didn't live up to what I thought was the first promo. It's just like, who gives a shit about this title?
Well,
And
I
then
think
Cody
that's
came out.
I would say that's the purpose of it. They get you excited about the title. But yeah, what you said, fake, was the main thing that I felt when watching specifically the second one. Again, I just watched it maybe 10 minutes before we hopped on here. And I don't know. I mean, it just seems like he, along with the crowd, is just fishing for what the reaction should be for John Cena turning heel. And I don't think there's any type of I don't know. There's no soul in this turn. It really just feels like this is what you should do because this is what has happened. So like I watched that promo and the crowd, I think two times they did the FU Cena chant. And they're super, super loud and going crazy and whatnot. And as soon as John Cena starts talking again, everybody shuts up. And I'm just looking like probably the biggest heel in the company right now. And when you look at it, even though we know it's fake, you have guys like Dominic Mysterio and the New Day who are getting booed out of the building anytime they touch the microphone. But somehow John Cena everyone just shuts up. And granted, maybe that's, to Cena's credit, people want to hear what he has to say versus, you know, nobody wants to hear what Dominic has to say. There was a time where people wanted to hear what the New Day had to say, but they haven't said anything since turning on Big E. So at this point, they just do, turn up the volume on like the fake fan booze. But when you watch this promo for Cena again, like the crowd, I think is just really just playing along to what they should be doing versus what they actually feel in regards to this whole Cena turn.
I would agree with that, especially if you watch the first promo. Like the fact that he's like they're playing off of him and they're doing like let's go Cena, the Cena sucks chant after he just turned heel, and it's really weird to hear, and then they kind of keep doing it. And like the first promo I thought was really good in that it set kind of a bar up to a point. And then this one I felt was just like very much the same in a lot of ways. They just basically did the same thing. And it's a lot of, like what you said, it's a lot of fishing for reactions. Though, unlike Punk, where Punk fishes for reactions and then doesn't get them, this is more of like, this is more, there's that genuine thing. But the other part of this is that Cody then comes out and like fake is not even the word for it. Like I don't even know what to call it. They do the whole like he does his whole entrance. He did his whole entrance both times. He does
Pops for the pyro.
right. Go does his little singing
That's what,
along with the
that's what we
crowd.
came for.
The whole thing. Um, And then he does his little speech to Cena. Cena pretty much just stands there both times, doesn't do anything. The first time Cody leaves and Cena's just like mean mugging him as he's leaving. And then this time, Cena left. There's like no response. It's very weird. Like part of the thing is you were expecting Cena to go off on him. You're expecting the heel Cena to go off and just, on Cody, and you're not getting that. And it's really weird. I posted a last night. I was bored at work and I started going through Twitter or X, and I started seeing all of these. I don't know if they're WWE fans. I don't know if they're just people that don't like WWE, but I was finding all of these people that just were trashing on particularly Cody for A, being fake, and B, that they felt like Cena not going off on Cody was in a way protecting Cody, because WWE knew that he wouldn't be able to hang with Cena if Cena went like
All right. So
off
yeah.
on him. Yeah. It was very weird to see. Though the whole we'll get into that thing too, the whole
Yeah.
response to all of this as well. It's really weird, and it just doesn't feel as big as it should be. I mean, the other part of this is it's not just that we played this up as a big deal. WWE played this up as a big deal, and they compared it to the Hogan turn, like
Hmm.
they themselves. And then if you're going to compare it to the Hogan turn, then you have to do the Hogan turn. And really, they haven't done that. And I agree with Chase that in the context of WWE, that first promo was great, but it was great in the way WWE promos can be great, but you don't remember them in like 3 months. Like it was that kind of promo, and this didn't need to be that. This needed to be like one of those promos you remember for like ever, and it was not that. So
The with Hogan, the reason why I think it helped work, or that it worked, was the fact that there were fans in the company who were tired of Hogan. They were
right,
tired of the shtick and was just kind of done with it. And I think him turning heel kind of helped them. I mean, obviously, a lot of people started to cheer him, like some of those fans, but I think it helped get heat onto him and to the NWO and to the company, where John Cena, like the fans that in 2015, 24, whatever, who were chanting, F you Cena, Cena sucks and all that stuff, they're gone. And like the fans that basically the hardcores that stuck around, and then the new influx of fans, like this dude is a legend. Like they don't have any type of hate in their heart. And again, that's why I go back to people just kind of playing the part of like he is the heel, so we're supposed to kind of go along and boo him versus actually having any type of a real emotion when it comes to him turning face, especially when it comes to them turning face on Cody. Like I think those fans were into the story of Cody going against the bloodline. By the way, what happened to that storyline? Is it done? I don't know. But going against the bloodline, going
In the
against Roman
third
Reigns,
inning.
this long title run, and they were into that story, and they've kind of been into his championship reign, but I don't think it's been at a level of them cheering him a lot more than they're going to cheer John Cena. I don't know. Like it's definitely weird vibes when it comes to this feud right now.
well, I mean, you like I watched those Cody promos, and I know people get mad, but I just get that same vibe of that like last year that Cody was in AEW, where he was just
Yeah.
overly fake,
Mhm.
overly like all of that. And the difference is the AEW fans, they don't want that. They don't want that that manufactured stuff, because you do that, they're gonna turn on you. I don't think WWE fans would do that as fast, but I could see them getting tired of it and being like, eh. And to your point about like which fans booed John Cena, also, and I've always said this, one of the things is that people also booed John Cena because John Cena was the face of the company, and the they didn't like where the company was going. So, and he was that guy. He was the guy that represented all the stuff they didn't like. So it was easy to boo. Um, because I think ultimately everyone agreed that he was great at what he did, but he was just that he was put in that position. So it's just weird. It's like you have to like I don't know. It has not been handled well. I don't think at all. But
So here's the question that I have. We are, I don't know how many weeks past Elimination Chamber, but we're 2 weeks into this John Cena thing. Why haven't they mentioned The Rock? Like, Dave the other week kind of hinted at something going on,
Yeah,
but
he said
didn't really
there's more
say it.
to it, but it's what I think it is, but I'm not allowed to say what I think it is. And it's like I hate when it's like that, but reporters off the record, stuff like
So
that.
we can
Especially
kind of
especially
we can
Dave,
speculate.
especially
Waste-
Dave, who we know talks to both sides of this, so he knows what's going on. I mean, it's so weird.
so what do you think's going on? Here's my theory. Um, I mean, do we think there's some type of power struggle going on in WWE right now, like behind the scenes, when it comes to like who is running this company?
I maybe I should have had my daughter make a tinfoil hat because I definitely it feels that way. It sure feels that. I mean, as soon as Dwayne was able to just come in and say we're fucking everything up, and I've seen a lot of people say that they feel like the one of the reasons why this WrestleMania is so boring is because this has been going on for a while, and Paul booked it in a way that he thought that Rock couldn't fuck everything up that he wanted to do, and doing that has made it boring. There's people have said that. I don't know if that's the true because I think it's been boring for.
I mean, are you surprised from seeing what Paul has been doing the past couple of years that
It's boring,
when
no.
the smoke kind of settles on the stuff that he didn't create, the Bloodline, Judgment Day, pushing Cody, like when that stuff happened, like this is who he is. This is what it's been like this
Right.
whole time where you've had all this big stuff has been able to mask, and then the Rock comes in and saves the day. It's been able to mask what he's actually putting on, which is pretty mediocre professional wrestling.
Did here's the question: Did Rock come in last year because Rock saw that all we're doing is we're continuing the Vince stories, and that once these are done, there's nothing here? Is that one of the reasons why he came in?
I mean, that could be. That could be.
I
But
mean,
again, also as well, if you're seeing that Vince is going to be gone and this is TKO's company and I'm on the board, like, can I get myself in there where I'm the one that's running the ship? I can bring my guys in to kind of help, and we can kind of run this ourselves and get this other guy out of here.
I mean, look at it this way: Nick Khan's still there. When Nick Khan got there, he was maybe the number 4 person, really. He's now the number 1 person in that company, as far as the WWE side goes.
Yeah.
And the only person really left is Paul, is Triple H. And if you don't think he does a very good job, you know, especially if you think there are other people that can do the better job, and also if you pay attention and you're like, well, the bloodline continually worked, but maybe the bloodline continually worked because Paul Heyman had so much influence on it, and it wasn't, Paul Levesque. So,
And again, what is that storyline still going on? Like, where are we at when it comes to that
I
story?
think it's
Is it just on
over.
pause or is it
I think
over?
I think it's over.
Well, how did it end? Do we know how it ended? I
I mean,
mean,
I think
Roman Reigns beat Solo for the Ula Fala at the WWE Netflix debut.
that was the end of the
yeah,
storyline?
that was
That's
the end of the
apparent.
story.
Yeah.
All right, well, cinema, I guess.
I mean, it was.
I don't know. Again, you look at Paul's
Can
booking.
we
Go ahead,
stop
Chase.
for a second? I hate when people use that word cinema because it's
Of
wrestling.
course.
Well,
Of
Wrestling's not a fucking movie. Wrestling
Well,
is
and
live theater.
and you know what? The closest we had to cinema, this is not that. This is
No.
not that at all. So there we go.
Again, Paul's booking is like what's something he's done that's been like really successful since he started. Like the big thing we did, we can always bring it up, is damage control, and that changed nothing. Nothing was going on with that.
He signed all of those people that Vince didn't want, and then did nothing with them.
And you got more coming in. You got Ray
Yeah.
Phoenix coming in. You got Malachi Black coming in. And I mean, you got a solid roster, but I don't know. You throw everybody in multi-man matches, I guess, for your biggest
I
show of the
guess.
year.
And when it comes, I mean, here's the thing: is now we know that the Lucha Bros were in talks with WWE before their contract was even close to being up.
Well,
Which
that's
is
not surprising.
illegal. Which is illegal.
Oh,
No, I
I mean,
mean
that
it is
happens.
what
So
it is.
yeah.
But we know now that was the case, and that got out. So I don't know. It's really weird. I think you were right the whole time, Brandon, about maybe Tony should have just let these guys go.
I mean, I think
So
this is a good timing right now. You can see they're
yeah,
not wasting time. They're bringing all these people in, and
and
I don't
and
know.
it's you know, I
How
mean
you
we
feel if you're Ricky Saints? How do you feel? Like these two more guys coming to go on the main roster, and you
and you're
stuck me
stuck.
down here?
I mean, all of Cody's people, they come in, they're not used really well. I mean, the only one that's on the main roster is Jade, and I mean, they have no clue what to do with Jade, but which should it shock anyone because you know the people in charge besides Paul Heyman had no idea what to do with Goldberg, and she's basically literally female Goldberg, and they have no idea what to do with her.
Because she
So
just lost recently. Is that right?
yes,
He
yeah.
lost to Liv Morgan.
Damn, bro. All right.
While she's in the middle of this feud that makes no sense because there's you know there's like three feuds going on at the same time in the women's they're all like it's so weird. So weird.
It doesn't seem like the fans are very excited about what's going on right now.
Oh, I mean, you have fans legitimately upset saying that this feels like a nothing. Even with the Cena turn, they say it feels like a nothing WrestleMania. And then you've got the people that usually, spout pro WWE stuff magically are now questioning the booking and questioning the build of this WrestleMania. It's kind of weird to see. Like there's two types. There's the people that you can tell they're fans, and my tip to this is these are people that are also complaining about ticket prices,
Oh
which
yeah.
is a new thing too, where
Mhm.
they're like, this is insane. I used to be able to sit on the floor, no question, maybe not in the front row, but a couple rows back, and it wasn't cheap, but I used to be able to do that easy. And now those tickets are like who's
10,000.
even buying these tickets, right? um so you have those people, but then you have the people that are questioning the booking and everything, who aren't bringing up the ticket stuff, because these are more of the people that normally rah WWE, AEW sucks, listen to us. you know we've been either media people for a long time, or
Right.
those, what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
type of people. They're questioning a lot of this, so I really do wonder if this power struggle that we think is going on behind the scenes is maybe a lot more than what we see. So, which I think they should play into anyways. I think they should say, hey, this is going on, people see this is going on, this should be part of the angle with Cena and and Cody. I think that comes off better, but that's just me. I think that would people would be more into it if you did that.
I've seen a lot of people complain about ticket prices, especially for this international run. People say like these is out of control. I think I looked up when WrestleMania tickets went on sale, like nosebleed. If you wanted like the two nights, it's like two grand for them. Like, who's paying $2,000 to sit in the nosebleeds for the show? And again, the card that you're giving people, which I don't know what all official matches that we have on here, but I mean, I wouldn't spend anywhere close to that money right now.
I mean, this is 2 nights of nothing. I mean,
What do we have right now? We got Cody and Cena.
yeah.
We
And then
have
Rhea and
Rollins, Reigns.
oh
which it
yeah,
seems like people aren't into.
no.
Well, it seems like people obviously. I mean, yeah, you obviously want a singles match, but three of the biggest names in the company, and it doesn't seem like there's much excitement around that match.
Because it's a three-way. I don't think people don't want a three-way. They want either Punk and Reigns, or they want Reigns and Rollins. They don't want a 3-way. And then what? You've got whatever the women's match is going to be.
We definitely have Charlotte and Tiffany, which is
Right. Like that build has been horrible because Charlotte's being Charlotte. So
I love that promo. I actually liked it a lot. It's like this girl's not ready, man. She's just tearing her to shreds, but it's what it is.
Gunther versus Jay.
Which
seems like people are starting to turn on Jay.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And then you have hardcore people who are like defending, like, oh, this guy gets the greatest reactions, but who cares about who cares about his wrestling? So
and look how they're booking him too. I mean, they're booking him to look like a goof because they can't, oh well, he can't hang with Gunther, and then he's gonna end up winning, and then it'll be like, And I also think that even WWE fans see Gunther as a guy that like Jay should be beating. I think that's the other thing.
Because he is the guy now who is like, when we talk about professional wrestling, like that's our guy. This was who Seth Rollins was for a couple of years for those fans. Like, this is our guy who's the best wrestler in the world. That's who Gunther is right now.
That it?
What other matches? You got the triple threat match, for the other women's title.
Well, that's not official yet because they're doing Rhea Ripley and Io on Monday again with Bianca Belair as a special guest referee. I'm sure there will be no shenanigans.
And then you got the heel turn there that no one's into, so as well. No one's into that Bianca heel turn because people want to cheer her. So it's very weird. It's just a very weird thing.
Somebody says the U.S. title scene is a mess. Who's the champion right now? Is it Nakamura?
No, it's LA Knight.
So are either LA Knight or who's the women's United States champion?
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. Are they going to make
probably not
WrestleMania? And they're damn sure not going to get a singles match. If Reigns and Punk and all those can't get a singles match, and the top women can't, like they're going to get put in some type of ladder match, multi-man match, because they're already doing that with the IC title.
Oh, an Orton Owens match? I don't need an Orton Owens match.
Bro, I could not care less about a match than Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Like, are you for real? This is a pandemic WrestleMania match. Did this not happen during the pandemic? This feels like it should have.
No, it was wasn't it Owens and Rollins at the pandemic one?
That's the only. I didn't watch that WrestleMania.
And then what?
Either.
I guess we're getting AJ and Logan Paul too, which that'll probably be good, but.
Whole bunch of nothing, man. I'm sorry.
There's nothing. I mean,
and then what's after this? Like, This is the time where people are supposed to be tuning in. The ratings are flat on Netflix. The fan excitement is supposed to be there. I mean, granted, it's still a month away, so maybe something can pop off. Dwayne might show up. You never know. So we still got time on there, but at least right now, if I was a fan, I wouldn't see any excitement of what's going on. Especially with all these events going on. You're going to sit through a SmackDown in Vegas. You got a roast of WrestleMania.
That's not getting aired, right? That roast isn't being aired, which is so weird. Like,
well, that might be a good thing for most people.
Don't worry. When they drop whoever the comedian is, they're going to smarten him up on AEW, so he's going to drop some really bad joke. And somebody's going to have cell phone footage is going to get out there, but here's about the rest.
And then you've got you've got all the shows for what you've got the shows going against Double or Nothing. You've got the shows going against All In. You've got the shows going against Forbidden
Door.
So are they purposely not? Are they purposely booking WrestleMania that they already know they made all their money on, and then
that's crazy.
And then because I guarantee you on one of those Saturday Night's main events, we're getting Punk and Cena. We're getting Cena's champ, and we're getting Punk, and they're gonna put it on free TV and we're all going to go, what the fuck is going on? And we know what's going on. We know what the deal is. But
Yeah, man. Anyone who chooses to watch Saturday Night's Main Event over whatever eight, they didn't want to watch it to begin with. So, like, you really can't even worry about those people.
Like, I don't even like. I think it's to me, Forbidden Door is a bigger deal because you have a tour going on. That's a different animal altogether, and you're gonna have to try to really make fans choose you over WWE. Like, that's a different animal to me. The All In thing, I mean, is it really that big of a deal? Because we know people, if the pay-per-views are good, we know people will do late buys. If the build is good, there'll be, it won't hurt it that much, other than a perception wise, which which is kind of where I come from. I think that you just want that show to be huge perception wise, but I think that's the show where they really do go all out on Saturday Night's Main Event. I think that Saturday Night's Main Event is going to be like
stacked,
stacked more than maybe any pay-per-view we've had or PLE we've had in, maybe a year. I mean, I think it's going to be that big of a show that they're going to try to put in that 2-hour block. So,
man, you need to like watch it after AEW. Like, I don't know. Like, I would have buyer's remorse if I was to sit there and watch Saturday's Main Event, which, I mean, the last one was fine. It wasn't bad, but I'm sit there and watch it over the biggest event in AEW. And again, if you're going to choose that, then you really weren't interested in
well, that brings up, Sean brought up the Sting thing. If I'm Tony, I'm like, if you want Sting bad enough, you're gonna do these are my things that you're going to do. You're going to go on air, and Triple H is going to apologize for the last time.
That's not gonna happen.
I know. Do that, and then a bunch of other stuff too that they have to say on air. Or you know what? You're not getting him because like, let's be honest. He's gonna be on, like, they haven't announced it, but he's gonna be on the show tomorrow. Right?
Who's that?
Like, Sting. Sting's gonna be on the show tomorrow.
On AEW?
On AEW.
You think so?
Him breaking the record? He's gonna be on the show.
Oh, like the
No, that's not until the 16th.
Yeah, that's for next month. Yeah.
Yeah,
he might be on that one. Yeah.
They're calling it Spring Breakthrough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is the week of Mania, I think. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised about that.
I'd be petty as shit on that show too. I don't give a shit. I'd be and not just to Eric Bischoff. I'd be petty to shit the whole list of people.
I mean, at this point, why not? Because fuck them. They've been talking a lot of shit. So yeah.
Anyways, what else we got?
This is mostly just that stuff. I don't know if we have anything else, do we?
Do you? Okay, yeah, I got a couple things.
You got a couple.
Do you feel? I mean, obviously, it's not like, what's that?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Okay. Obviously, not 2021, 2022 levels, but do you feel AEW is getting a little bit of momentum and a little hot right now?
I do, and I think they've got to, like, we've talked about this. I think they've got to capitalize on it on every like I think they're getting hot just as WWE seems to be cooling off, which is, which would mean that, they weathered the storm that we
they should. That's just keep building along, and eventually that's going to happen where you might have this time where you start rising up and people, I'm interested in what's going on.
But that's why I think All In is super important for that reason, because I think that show has to really, really deliver, just for that reason, because I think that can be kind of the real launching pad of you going on until, because you go from there, then Forbidden Door, and then I think that's a real chance to get super, super, well, I shouldn't say super hot, but I think headed into definitely the right direction. So
I mean, that's normally the hotter part of the year, at least historically, is like around like that late summer, early fall time is where they had like their biggest momentum. So we might see in regards to that. Mariah May, do you think she's leaving?
No.
I wouldn't if I was her. Because what are they going to do? They're going to stick her in NXT, and
But
that's
she
gonna,
might be one of those people. She might be one of those people, man, that
if
wants to
she's
go
one
to
of
the
those people,
WWE.
then more power to her. But
I
there
don't think
is
it would be a
there
huge
is
loss.
no way there
Right
is
now.
no way you should ever leave AEW unless they're going to pay you a shit ton of money to set in NXT. There is no way. No way whatsoever.
Again, to get in that system, people still have that dream. And you thought it would
Yes.
have been going away in the last couple of years because with the rise of AEW, but obviously with WWE going back, I mean, it seems like people still have that dream of going. I mean, people have goals, man. You can't hate on that. I mean, it sucks. Happy retirement for you. I'm not going to watch you, but people have those goals that they want to make it there. You know, they wrote in their notebook at 8 years old, I want to be a WWE wrestler. So, and she might be one
I
of
mean,
those people.
she might be one of and if she's one of those people, more power. I mean, Penta apparently was one of those people where he was like, "That's where I want to go." We knew that before, though. Um, so and and he's done. I always find it funny because people are like, "Oh," like I talked about I tweeted something out about the Punk promo and that he does these shots at AEW and it usually gets like no response,
reaction.
no reaction. People are like, "Oh, but that's probably because these people don't know who AEW is," and I'm like, how do they not know who AEW is and yet they popped as soon as freaking Penta showed up? Like, none of those people, I guarantee you, none of those people were watching Lucha Underground. So, you
Or
know,
TNA.
yeah, like what are we doing here? Um, I don't know. You brought up Phoenix. I wonder like exactly like where's Phoenix gonna fall? Because what are you gonna do? You don't have any tag teams in that promotion for them to go on a run for, and the match people are gonna want to see are the Usos versus them.
And the machine guns. I got the machine guns now.
Yeah,
Crowd's not going to care about that.
yeah, the
Man.
crowd's not gonna care about that.
No.
We'll care about that. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I just really want to see maybe them versus Usos at this point, but
yeah,
that's pretty
but I
much
mean,
it.
you've got to get the Usos back together, and that's gonna take.
They already did that on Monday, Josh.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well, then there you go.
They faced A-Town Down Under and won.
All right.
Yeah, not excited for that at all. Saw that Collision had really good ratings. That's cool to see, even though it's after NCAA, but definitely
both
good to
shows.
see. Yeah,
Apparently
but it
both
just seems
shows.
like there's a little bit more focus on Collision.
Yeah.
So I think people are missing out when they miss an episode or two when it comes to Collision.
Well, I think also it seems like I think there was a report that this won't be the last time that this is something that
Gotta keep going, yeah.
that Warner Brothers wants to like do. They want to like, hey, whenever we have like a sporting event, put AEW after the sporting event. So I think that's good. So
anything else on AEW? I mean, obviously we'll come back to it soon. Next
I mean,
week we got a pay-per-view.
we could talk about Brian Alvarez having a meltdown over Kenny Omega taking on what's his name?
He did what he do? What's the story? What's the reason and why they're doing it? I don't know, man. Like
Christians, it's like what?
Are you not a wrestling fan? Like sometimes things are just cool to see. Like Blake Christian's gonna come in here and take a loss, and he's probably gonna look really good doing it. And
right
next week it'll be over with. Like what is the big deal in regards to it? You gotta have a story for it. You can't just see a cool wrestling match.
I guess
people used to just show up on Nitro all the time. Like,
and
shit, what's
I
going
mean,
on with
and
this?
you apparently, this is the guy that didn't want rankings either, because and if there were rankings, he'd go, why would this make? He just, I don't know. They do these random cool matches and he gets upset. I don't get it. But
I mean, when you are thinking about things constantly from a business standpoint, kind of like what Dave does, that you lose that sense of like, hey, man, this is just really cool to see.
I don't think Dave cares. I think Dave is like, hey, it's a cool match. That's probably why they're putting it on.
Yeah, but Brian is definitely like, this company's number two. Like
I know.
This is not the time to do this. Where it's a TV match. Like it's gonna be okay. These are the same people who complained about what's his name going toe to toe. God, what was that pandemic match against Kenny Omega?
5.
5. Alan Angels, yeah, the same people that complain about Alan Angels. And granted, I think this is a way more interesting match than that, but
Yeah.
it's a TV match. It's gonna move on next week. Who cares?
It is what it is. Oh, do we want to talk about the fact that TNA just released a bunch of like backstage?
What's going on with TNA, bro? What is going on?
I
I
mean,
don't.
Gail Kim.
They
if
fired her.
If I'm Tony, I'm like calling her and begging her to come work for me.
What is going on? Like, why they
I mean, are they getting
why they
ready to sell?
restructuring?
Are they getting ready to sell?
Why would you need to do this if you're going to sell? And I don't think they're going to sell. I mean, again, people on Twitter like, what's the value in WWE buying TNA?
Nothing.
You already got them by the neck. Like, you can take whoever you want to at this point. Like, for what, TV time on Access TV? Nobody cares about that.
They're not in the tape library business anymore either.
Right. I mean, you would put everything on YouTube. TNA has everything on YouTube already. So what's the point in doing that? So I don't see the need of buying that company.
I'm just saying that this is weird. That's the only thing I can see, because you don't need, like, what are we doing? Especially if they're serious about getting like a real TV deal, which they say they are. So,
or still like the internet, the one we talked about, the international deal with India. Still trying to get that. I can understand it, so you can kind of keep AEW away, but still, I don't know, man. You see, they had some momentum, especially with them being with NXT, and NXT is starting to send a couple more people at least up on the ladder over there, and vice versa. I mean, I don't care about any of it, but it seems like their fans are into that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what TNA is doing. I've been saying that since 06 at this point.
But yeah, that's either of you.
It's just we need. God, I wish we had a viable third company within the state, so we would have places that these people can be able to go. So you don't have these bloated down rosters with all of this talent, you know?
Maybe. I mean, maybe TNA blows up, and maybe MLW gets their act together. I mean, that's, or I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
get their act together.
I mean, to be truthful, the real number 3, if you look at everything, is probably GCW. And now it looks like GCW's in bed with WWE too. So
looks like it. I mean, they're all over the posters of WWE ID.
You know, so which is weird in and of itself. So
it's too much WWE, man. It's way too much going on. You got Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You got Evolve. You got the LFG show. You got them being a part of the Indies. It's just too much of them. Wish they would step back a little bit, but obviously that's not going to happen. They're trying to get this monopoly, and these fans don't seem to care about that at all.
Nope. I mean, it's so weird. It's so weird. Like it's very strange that it looks like the only places that can get good buildings in Vegas for WrestleMania weekend are magically these places that now look like they're at least somewhat in bed with WWE. It's really,
I feel like that's probably something they've been fighting to do for years, right? Like ever since Ring of Honor and all those guys running the town, like, how can we be able to keep this from happening? And it seems like that's the case. Even, I mean, there's a lot of independent stuff going on during WrestleMania weekend, but
I'm just saying that the better venues seem to be like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. That's why I think.
You think that's why they didn't Supercard? But that could have been. I mean, Tony's never wanted to run.
Yeah, I know.
During that weekend, and I am like, get away from that weekend. Like, you got All In, establish your own thing. Granted, that won't be Supercard of Honor, but establish your own thing at this point. Like, stop trying to pick. I said trying to, but if you're getting, I've never liked it. They need to get away.
I would agree with you now. Now that they have All In and they've established All In, I think you can move it to and have have a
Traditions are
good
cool,
show.
but you got to break
Yeah.
those and do your own thing at this point. And like I was telling Chase, I mean, All In, they're going to be down there in Arlington, and that was the same place they ran those Collision, the little residency that they did. And I feel like you can sell that building out pretty easily, even if you can maybe move to a bigger room so where you can be able to do 2,500, 3,000 people for a Ring of Honor pay-per-view for that weekend. I'd go to that if I could.
But yeah, like it's just weird. It's weird to see the state of everything. I think because I mean, is there anything? Have you guys seen anything on WrestleMania weekend that just pops out at you that makes you want to? Like
fuck him in order Suzuki versus Butterbeans happening. Like, what is going on?
I kind of want to see that though. Just for the hilarity of it. I wouldn't mind seeing that one.
And I mean, you look at the Bloodsport show, which is a show I usually like, and that show's got WWE people all over it.
Does that not make you want to watch it?
Not it doesn't make me not want to watch it. It's just really weird to see, So.
I mean, those guys couldn't even get on the SmackDown before WrestleMania, so you got to send them to the Indies to get some work.
Yeah, like it's really weird. And
again, that's where you got too much WWE littered everywhere. Again, they get that roast.
What happened to when they used to put, all these matches on at the convention at Fan Access? What happened to when they used to do all that? Why,
People aren't spending money when they're sitting there watching matches, Josh.
I guess.
You got to get in line and pay $100 to meet Austin Theory or whoever the fuck.
Just crazy.
Yeah, this is all about spending money. I mean, that's TKO. That's what they're gonna do. That's why they're raising ticket prices, and I can only imagine how much those boxing tickets are gonna be once they start that up.
Fuck. Oh my god.
When they're doing that show, which sounds cool, they're doing it out in middle Times Square, but you're gonna be spending tens of thousands of dollars to get tickets for that.
I mean, boxing tickets are already especially good seats. Good
right.
Lord. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see that coming down anytime soon. I feel bad for those fans. Well, I don't feel bad for those fans, but I don't see those WWE tickets coming down anytime soon. I mean,
that was one
especially
of the
people buying them.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's buying them, and those seats look full. So I don't know what's going on. So
those travel packages. Did you see it cost? They're charging like $15,000 to have lunch with Cena. I think I saw that. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, one of the days they're doing a luncheon with Cena, and it's like $15,000. To be able to go to it.
Who are these people? The
diehards, man.
I mean, we still don't have an answer on what the deal's going to be with Royal Rumble next year, and are those the people?
As far as them doing travel packages to Saudi?
Yeah, I mean, those are the people that would. Huh?
I bet they won't. I mean, we will have no outside people there.
I mean, that's what I would do.
I don't believe that.
But I mean, one of the reasons why Saudi Arabia spent all that money was for this reason.
Tourism. You're gonna have all those people there. You're gonna have some people. Maybe not this one. Yeah, I can agree with you with that, Chase. Maybe this isn't the one that they have people to come over, but they will have people there. Maybe they'll pay them and just do YouTube vlogs or Instagram posts or whatever and showing I'm having the best time ever here over the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
They want to be like
to get
Dubai.
People to come to the next show.
They want to be like Dubai and whatever. I wouldn't go over there. I mean,
you wouldn't, but the WWE fan, if they see this again, they got the damn near museum, the WWE museum over there. People are gonna want to see that.
I guess. I mean, I would not feel safe going, but there are probably people that don't understand that.
And again, I can see where you're coming from, but again, if they have fans coming over there, tourism, they're gonna make sure those people are very, very well taken care of. You're not gonna have any type of issues at all in regards to that.
Just like that one plane was well taken care of.
Which one?
The WWE plane that stood on.
Well, that's different. Vince, he had a dick measuring contest with your boy. And, yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I yeah, we didn't have a lot of. I guess we'll talk about uh what we'll talk about Dynasty.
Dynasty next week. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about Dynasty. We'll probably have a actual more of a full show so of what we're getting, but that show looks like it should be good at the very least. So, uh, and then did you guys watch the CML show? No, I
Nope.
already know. I know.
That
Did you?
and the only thing I watched from the New Japan Cup was just the
Oh man, the New
finals.
Japan, yeah, the New Japan.
It wasn't. Yeah. I mean,
That was trash.
it just didn't seem
It,
like it was
it
much
wasn't
to.
even. It wasn't even. I wouldn't even say it wasn't even like. It was okay, but if you're not someone that's into like the New Japan Cup, it was,
They mentioned a new episode or a new season of Dark Side of the Ring is coming out, and one of the episodes is on the Hell in the Cell. What story can you tell in 2025 about the Hell in the Cell that we don't know about?
I guess I guess the Undertaker and Foley one,
No, but I'm saying, like, what story? What are you going to
or
tell about that?
or maybe you talk to Undertaker and Shawn about like the stuff they came up with. I mean, that's the only ones I can think of because those are the only
I just don't
two
understand.
that
Like,
are
we've
like
heard every story. Like, how many WWE documentaries have they talked about the Undertaker and Mankind Hell in the Cell? Like, what would Dark Side of the Ring possibly be able to tell us about that? It's like the Montreal screw job, and granted, maybe this is for the people who
right.
don't watch wrestling, you know what I mean? Like the people who are just into like documentaries and whatnot. Maybe this is for them. As a wrestling fan, I'm just like, I don't know what they could potentially
I don't know.
tell.
I mean, you could talk about the fact that that was how you know Crockett and WCW did cage matches was more like the cell type. That's where they got the idea from. Or that's where Jim Ross got the idea from. So I mean, there's stuff you could do, but I mean that doesn't sound like a very. I agree. That's not great.
But again, like I said, maybe this is maybe this is for the people who aren't wrestling fans. And I'm looking at it differently because there are episodes where I know pretty much what the story is going on, but then there are others where I'm learning, about like past stuff and whatnot. Again, maybe they're looking into the eyes of the non-wrestling fan who's never seen Mick Foley being thrown off the side of the cage. So
Oh, and they're doing one on Muhammad Hassan. That'll be interesting. That'll be
You
fascinating.
can sum that
I
up
mean,
in a sentence. Vince McMahon's a racist.
well, but also the fact that it was working and then 9/11 happened and then he had to go away.
such a weird.
No,
I wasn't
no,
watching
that was
SmackDown in that
no,
time
that
period.
was
I don't know what
after
else going on.
9/11 when he did Hamad Hassan.
Was it after?
Oh yeah, it was
Yes,
way
was
after.
like
You're thinking of
2005.
when they did the shit during the London when they did the London terrorist attack. They did something like right around that same time period. And it was just like,
Okay.
wait, what? They should do an episode on the 9/11 when they came out there with the speech. Vince, first event being held.
doing one on
Dark Side of the
Rob
Cage
Feinstein.
is really good. If you haven't watched it, you should watch that. The one
Dark
about
Side of the
MMA,
Cage.
MMA stories. Dark Side of the Cage, very good.
I would imagine there's some, especially like early, some of the like the
They go
early
like Pride and
dudes.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, very good.
doing one. Jim talking about doing one on Rob Feinstein. They will never do one on Rob because that's too. There's too many people in the business that still like Rob Feinstein. That's part of the.
Wasn't he backstage at a show like within like the
Yeah.
last couple of months? I feel like I saw a
Yeah.
tweet about that.
Yeah, there's just. I mean, people knew all that shit when they were doing his shoot interviews, so it wasn't like, and he was still at shows. So
Does he own all that stuff? Like everything from RF? Does he own all that or
Yes.
no, I mean some of it he owns, some of it he doesn't.
the High Spots owns it or something?
Yeah,
It's a damn shame.
he was ringside at Raw. There you go.
That's gross. Yeah. Be careful with Rob Feinstein.
Rob Feinstein is gross. That's a great note to end on.
That is a great note. Yeah. So see, Chase, we went long and now we're going short. Does that make you feel better?
Yes, it does. You got any closing thoughts, or am I hitting the button?
I don't
We'll
know.
be back here. Hey, we'll be
next
here
week.
weekly for the foreseeable future. So
Yeah.
At least 3 weeks.
Yeah.
we're gonna be here more. I'm gonna find some topics. We're gonna be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be here next
All right.
week. Talk AEW.
Yep.
That'd be AEW centric show instead of a WWE centric show.
Yep.
Watch the AEW centric show go like an hour and a half after we had
Way more interested in what's going on with that versus WrestleMania. I mean, let WrestleMania cook for a bit. Let it cook. Let Hunter cook and see if he can get us excited for that show. You know.
Nope.
You never know.
All right.
Never know.
Anyways, all right. I guess we're out. Later. Thank you guys.